Welcome back to Breslov.org. A little about, we can say, how Rebbe Nachman's thing, his grave, is still hidden by many, many people in the world. So in the book Tzaddik, there is what's called Hashmatot. These are things, excerpts which were taken out, but now recently put back in. So there is an excerpt like this, that says like this, that Rebbe Nachman's grave, in a sense, is very similar to Moshe Rabbeinu's grave. Moshe Rabbeinu's grave is concealed, was and is concealed from the world, and the rabbis in the Gemara give a reason, because if now Moshe Rabbeinu's grave was so accessible, so whenever people would have a problem, they would just run to daven by the grave, and they would never really do tshuva. So for that reason, Moshe Rabbeinu's grave is concealed, so people won't continue being blemished and bad, and every time there's a problem, to run to daven there, and they'll be immediately saved and redeemed. So that the grave of Moshe Rabbeinu is concealed for that reason. Now, they say in Breslov that what's brought down about Rebbe Nachman's grave, it also remains to be concealed by the majority of the Jewish world, but the concealment is different. It's not like you don't know where the grave is. We know where the grave is, but the concealment is that people don't so much approve of the validity of, for example, leaving the Holy Land to go to the diaspora, to the grave of Rebbe Nachman, or leaving your family on Rosh Hashanah to go to be by the grave of Rebbe Nachman for Rosh Hashanah, or even going to daven all the way in the Ukraine by a grave of a tzaddik, when you have other tzaddikim and other graves which are more accessible. So they say you still see that in ratio to the majority of the Jewish world, Rabbi Nachman's grave still remains to be concealed, and in this sense it's similar to the concealment of Moshe Rabbeinu's grave. So from here you see, fortunate is the person who has eyes, to a sense, to be able to appreciate Rabbi Nachman, his teachings, and access to his holy grave site, which, as Rav Nosson writes, is the major key to bringing the final redemption, Bezrat Hashem, soon in our days. Amen.